Welcome to the Kelvin Dean Show, everyone. Welcome. We got week 3 upon us. Yes, week 3. It is the 18th of September. We got a lot of stuff to go over. Guys. The Carolina Panthers have now sat down Bryce Young. Oh, man. I mean, he just was thrown in the wolves. Last year, he must be shell-shocked last year. Throwing him into this terrible team. They tried to build stuff around him, but man, you just can't throw a quarterback like that in just a terrible team and expect him to do something. It's not Houston. Houston had a team still, and this Carolina Panthers did not have a team. That's the difference between both Stroud and Bryce Young. But of course, Stroud, the owner of Carolina's got to be kicking himself. He's the one who overrode and he picked Bryce Young instead of CJ Stroud. What a huge error that was. But anyway, it's not the end of Bryce Young. It just isn't. I think that they're just going to let him sit back comfortably, get the offenses going. It is a new offense, guys. New coaches, new offense, new head coach. Everything's new. And it's sort of like a first year for him because he was shell-shocked last year. He came into this year looking shell-shocked because he's still running for his life. Andy Dalton's taken over. Guys, Andy Dalton. Guy's like 90. Andy Dalton. Is that the only person you guys can find? Andy Dalton? I know you guys got cap money. What are you guys doing? I don't understand. That's one thing I don't understand. But anyway, hey, it's not my, team. I'm a schmuck, right? Man, week 2 was just amazing. I did make mistakes last week. One of the mistakes I made was the Buffalo game, right? With Miami. Buffalo's 11-1 before that game against Miami. And honestly, guys, should have called Buffalo. Same thing with the Green Bay game. Should have called Green Bay because Green Bay hasn't lost 2 games in a row since 2006. So that's a lot of years. 18 years ago. For 18 years, Green Bay hasn't lost 2 games in a row. Hasn't happened. So, you got to figure, they're going to figure out a way to win, especially at home opener. And that was wrong. And then one other pick was the Minnesota Vikings. Now, think about it. Colin Hurd, the Herd had Minnesota. He was going to bet on Minnesota with the points, but he thought San Francisco would win. And I thought they would be very close. I thought San Francisco would win, right? But San Francisco is now 0-8 in Minnesota. 0-8. Do you get what I'm getting at right now? It's just not the team and this and that. There's other factors in calling games, right? And those 3 things I missed. Shame on me. Okay, you fantasy owners out there, man, there's a lot of guys hurt. A lot. You have Tua going down. Miami's in disarray. They really, they need a quarterback. They just need someone to come in and play. And Tyler Huntley just signed with the Miami Dolphins. Tyler Huntley took over when Lamar Jackson went down. And he was a Pro Bowler. It was, I think it was like 2 years ago. That's who's going to Miami, a Pro Bowler who was on the practice squad of Baltimore. And he just needs a team. And I think this might be a good team for him. Think about that. Running quarterback, sort of like a Lamar-ish, really is. And man, the weapons he has to throw to, really didn't have many weapons to throw to at Baltimore. Baltimore is just that's a team that's built around one person, and that's Lamar Jackson. And if you're not Lamar Jackson in that scheme of things as a quarterback, you're not going to do well. You're just not going to do well, So, that is huge, guys, for Miami. Huge. Tyler Huntley, guys. Fantasy football owners. Pick him up. Trust me, pick him up. And Deebo Samuels is going to be out. Christian McCaffrey, the #1 pick of many fantasy football teams, is out. Yes, Christian McCaffrey is out on IR. They're talking 6 to 8 weeks. I mean, come on. I mean, he won't be back until what, mid-season? And who knows if he's going to be back. He might go into an operation. Just like Hollywood Brown did on the Kansas City Chiefs. He's on IR. Yeah, but, he had to get his shoulder operated on. That's the whole thing. When people separate or when they dislocate their shoulder, when you dislocate a shoulder, you really need operation. You need an operation. These days, they scope you. Big deal. When I had my shoulder operation, they cut me from here all the way down to here. And I thought I could come back. I really did. I dislocated my shoulder. Next year, I was pumping weights at spring training and pumping weights. And what happens? My shoulder pops out the first play of the game. I did a diving catch in center field, caught the ball. The next thing I knew, I was in the ambulance going to the hospital. I mean, guys, trust me. Whenever you dislocate a shoulder, you need an operation. You just do. Anyway, especially if you're going to play in the NFL, And then Deebo Samuels is going down for the next 2 or 3 weeks. Wow. I mean, who do the San Francisco 49ers rely on, right? Well, they have Brandon Ayuk, right? They have Mason. They have Kittle. They have Jennings. They still have a repertoire, guys. They still have a great defense as well. So, that offense will start picking up, and Ayuk will start getting open. And trust me, guys, they'll be okay. They will be okay. Just because they lost a game in Minnesota, which, I should have called. You have to realize about the San Francisco 49ers, they still are an elite team. And how about those Philadelphia Eagles? Oh my God. Barkley, the ball was perfect right in his hands. Perfect throw. And he drops it. He might have scored. I think he would have gotten just the first down. But I don't get the coaching. Guys, it's 3rd down and 3. 3rd down and 3. You could waste 47 seconds off the clock by running the ball. And that's all you guys were doing, is running the ball. Why would you just decide we're going to dish it out to Barkley, which a pass could be intercepted. It could be incomplete. Quarterback could. There's always those ifs. You understand? Those ifs. The handoff to the running back, not that much of an if. The running back gets 2 yards, and then you have a tush push, and they got a first down, and you're just killing the clock. And to call a pass play at that moment in time was just insane. The coaches of the Philadelphia Eagles, lost that game. Not Barkley. I'm sorry. Saquon Barkley did not lose that game. The coaches of the Philadelphia Eagles lost that game. Period. End of conversation on that. End of conversation. Lost that game. How about those Chargers? Wow. I told everyone I have DK Dobbins on almost every single one of my fantasy football teams, and I took him for cheap. Right. It was like 13th, 14th round. Even the last player picked, I picked him. Every team I have Bucky Irving on every team from the Tampa Bay Bucks. I think the Tampa Bay Bucks have 2 great running backs, Rashad White and Bucky Irving. That's 2 great running backs. Guys, Bucky Irving, look him up. YouTube, Bucky Irving. Oh my God, guys, what a find for Tampa Bay Bucks. What a find. Kansas City game, that was a pass interference. clearly a pass interference on Rashad Rice. That was pass interference 101. End of story. Don't want to hear about it. Guys, stop crying. You lost. You lost fairly. You know, it was the player's fault, not the ref's fault, the player's fault. That was blatant pass interference, period. Okay, end of story. Then Kansas City Chiefs, they win. That's just life. They put themselves in position. They're not lucky. They put themselves in a position to win. You understand? A lot of these teams they just want to win. You know, they want to win. They don't understand how they put their team in position to win, like the Kansas City Chiefs. That's what they do. And what is it? Coaching. Andy Reid is a genius. He's a genius, guys. Period. End of story. And they have one of the greatest quarterbacks since Mr. Tom Brady in the helm, right? Patrick Mahomes. One of the greats. One of the greats. Drum roll. Yeah, Thursday night football, guys. I am so excited. So excited, man. Oh, the New England Patriots go into Mr. Rogers' place. Yes, the Jets. Rogers, Wilson. Wow, it's going to be such a great game to watch, guys. I am so excited, man. And what a great game. What a great game. We're just going to get down to it. I'm looking at this game. The defense of the New England Patriots is just amazing. They are going into the Jets. I think Aaron Rodgers in this one. I think they have more firepower with Aaron Rodgers, but the New England Patriots defense is just stout. I'm giving this one up to the New York Jets. My brother's gonna love me. Brian's gonna love me. My buddy Brian, my brother. You know, they're gonna love me. You're gonna love me, guys. You know what I mean? The Jets win on Thursday night football. Wow, that is just exciting, guys. It's going to be a great game. New York Jets take it. We have Sunday game. We have the New York Football Giants limping into the Cleveland Browns, and it's at Cleveland. Cleveland is now 1-1. They got their act sort of together. They do have that great defense. The New York Football Giants 0-2. Neighbors. If you have Neighbors, the wide receiver, play him. That's the only offense that they have. And he's good. I don't care if you triple cover him, guys. He is good. He's that good. New York Giants, Cleveland Browns. This is a game that the New York Giants can win. This is a game they could win. I said could win, but they're not going to. Give it up to the Cleveland Browns. The next game, we have the Chicago Bears. Man, Caleb Williams hasn't thrown a touchdown, hasn't even gotten a touchdown in 2 games. And they're 1-1. Wow, what does that tell you about their defense? But they're going into Indianapolis. Indianapolis has been giving huge amounts of yards rushing, right? Indianapolis Colts defense is 31st out of 32 teams. They're bad, and they just give it up on the ground. I think Javonte Swift, I think Haber, I think even Caleb Williams, I think they're going to have a field day running against the Colts. Now, I think this is a game that they bounce back. I really do. I think the Chicago Bears are going to bounce back in this game. It's going to be a close game. Santos, last second field goal. I'm giving this one up to the Chicago Bears over the Indianapolis Colts. That is actually my upset special. My upset special is the Bears over the Colts in Indianapolis. The next game is a great game. This game is awesome. Vikings are 2-0, guys. 2-0. Wow. I mean, they're on top of the division. Wow. I mean, that's just, whew. So, did you ever think of it? I mean, The Minnesota Vikings are on top of their division after 2 games. Wow. That's just something that think about it. They beat San Francisco. They do have a great defense. Their offense, Sam Darnold. Vikings offense, 11th. Houston offense, 9th. We have the defense of the Vikings, 18th. 3rd for Houston. On paper, Houston wins this game. On paper. And in reality, Houston will win this game. I don't see the Vikings winning this game. I see C.H. Stroud winning this game, but it's going to be a close one. Hey, the Vikings pull this one out, they are full. Trust me. If they pull this out, they could actually pull this game out. That's how good they are. Who knows? They could blitz Stroud like they blitz Purdy, right? 2 second-year players, and or 3rd-year player from Purdy, right? They could pull it out. They could. We have the next game we have is Philadelphia. Wow. Coach's loss. Philadelphia 1-1. We have the Saints 2-0, just rolling on the Cowboys. Everyone's like, they're Saints are going to lose. We're going to find out if they're really a real team. They rolled on the Cowboys. 44-17. They rolled on the Cowboys, guys. Rolled. Rolled over them. And, they look great. They look great. Eagles. They lost. This is not good for the Eagles. This is not good. I think this is going to be a wake-up call, this one. Because they're going to meet a Saints team that is like cooking on all cylinders. Derek Carr. Guys, Derek Carr finally hitting everything on the right cylinder. Kamara. Woo! Just that team is so primed at this moment in time. Beating Dallas Cowboys. They might have a fall off. Usually, you have a big game like that, beat Dallas in Dallas, then you go back home and you're like, nice and relaxed. Yeah, man, yeah. We have the Philadelphia Eagles coming down. A.J. Brown will be back. Smith, Jalen Hurts, Goddard, my buddy Francisco, this one is for you. I'm giving this to the Saints at home, over to Philadelphia Eagles at home Sunday. Here we go. And we have the Los Angeles Chargers going into Pittsburgh, playing the Pittsburgh Steelers. That offense of the Pittsburgh Steelers is just so mundane. And then the offense of the Chargers is just run. Bear hasn't been gelling yet. He doesn't really have much to gel with. I see this as a defensive struggle. Both teams, I think they'll struggle to score. I just don't see the Los Angeles Chargers. It's so hard to gauge them yet. It's Harbaugh. And will this be a game that they lose in Pittsburgh? They could. They're going all the way to Pittsburgh from Los Angeles. You know what I mean? And both teams are 2-0. Yeah, both teams are 2-0. So who would figure? Who would figure that Pittsburgh would be on top? I see this as a great game. I think Harbaugh will be the factor in this game. I'm going to give this one to the Los Angeles Chargers over to Pittsburgh Steelers in Pittsburgh. Ooh, that's a ballsy call, right? The next game we have the Broncos heading into Tampa. 0-2 Broncos. Mr. Bo Nix hasn't looked good. Now they got to face a 2-0 Tampa Bay team who are on a roll. I told everyone, don't count the Tampa Bay Bucks out this year. Everyone's giving the whole division to Atlanta. They did look good on Monday night. They did look good on Monday night, but I'm sorry. I think the Tampa Bay Bucks are just a little bit better of a team. I really do. I think I trust Baker Mayfield in that system a little bit more than Kirk Cousins. Looks awesome in the fourth quarter, guys. They kept him down. He only had like 10 points going into the last few minutes of that game. 10 points in fantasy points. Broncos, Tampa Bay, giving it up to the Tampa Bay Bucks in Tampa. We have the Green Bay Packers going into the Tennessee Titans. Tennessee Titans 0-2, Green Bay Packers 1-1. This is one of these games that you're going to say, huh. And the reason why is that Malik Willis used to play for Tennessee. Tennessee Titans, they know all of his weaknesses. Play on them. I'm giving this one up to the Tennessee Titans over the Green Bay Packers in Tennessee. Wow. Now we have the Carolina Panthers going into Las Vegas, playing the Las Vegas Raiders. Guys, this is a winnable game for Carolina. I mean, they have the redhead going in, you know? I mean, but no, come on. I'm kidding. I'll give this one up to the Las Vegas Raiders in Las Vegas. Next game is, it's iffy. You know, you have the Miami Dolphins not set on a quarterback yet. Going into Seattle, you know, the 12th man Seattle crowd, one of the largest crowds in NFL, right? Watch out, they could have some big plays. I don't know. Seahawks, I'm going to give this one up to the Seattle Seahawks in Seattle over the Miami Dolphins. The next game we have this is a tough game. We have the 1-1 Detroit Lions going into Arizona playing Kyler Murray's 1-1 Kyler Murray's. And Kyler Murray could have been 2-0. Trust me, they really played well against the Buffalo Bills. And if that wasn't that last pass that was missed, man, could have been a different story. Could have been 2-0. I think they're better. I think they're a better team. I think the Lions are going to come in and do one thing: run on these guys. They're going to use Montgomery. They're going to use. They're just going to keep running on these guys. And I'm going to give this one up to the Detroit Lions over the Arizona Cardinals. Cardinals could upset, but I'm going to give this one up to the Detroit Lions. The next game we have is the Baltimore Ravens going into Dallas. Dallas playing again at home. Just getting destroyed. Destroyed by the Saints. Guess what, guys? Baltimore Ravens are coming into town. 0-2 Baltimore Ravens. Okay. Remember I told you in the beginning of the show about all the things where Miami can't beat Buffalo, right? Yeah. And San Francisco losing 7 straight, now 8 straight in Minnesota, right? Remember that? Lamar Jackson has never, ever lost to an NFC team. He has beat them every single time. Lamar Jackson has won every single time. And guess what, guys? He's going to win this coming Sunday. Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens will beat the Dallas Cowboys in Dallas. Trust me, that's going to happen. That, my friends, my lock of the week. My lock of the week is the Ravens going into Dallas, beating the Dallas Cowboys. That is my lock of the week. Wow. The next game, we have the San Francisco 49ers going into Los Angeles. Los Angeles is limping. Kupp is out. Puka Nacua is out. I mean, guys. Who is the throw to? And you are playing the San Francisco 49ers defense. Once again, great defense. It's going to be tough. I think the Niners are just going to run. I could have 2 locks of the week. I'm giving this second lock of the week to San Francisco 49ers eating up on the Los Angeles Rams. The next game we have is Sunday Night Football. We have Kansas City Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, Taylor Swift. Yeah, going into Atlanta, playing the Atlanta Falcons, just beating the Philadelphia Eagles. Last second heroics by Kirk Cousins, looking all starish, man. I mean, then their running game, they just couldn't stop the run. Philadelphia couldn't, and I mean, it's going to be a tough one. But I'm telling you something, the Kansas City Chiefs defense is good, is very good. I really don't see Patrick Mahomes going down in this game. I'm going to give this one up to the Kansas City Chiefs. It's going to be close. Mind you, it's going to be at the last second field goal, guys. Really, it is. Yeah, Buckler, he's going to kick a last second field goal. Kansas City Chiefs over the Atlanta Falcons on Sunday night football. I love that stuff. We have 2 Monday night games. We have the Jaguars going into Buffalo, playing the Buffalo Bills. That's the first game at 4:30. And the thing about this game, you guys, you really have to understand something. This game, the Jags are just in disarray, you know, I mean, and they're so good. I think the Buffalo Bills are better. I really do think they're a better team than this team. I think the Jags might be more talented, but I think the Buffalo Bills have a better team. And that's the reason why I'm going to call the Buffalo Bills over the Jacksonville Jags on Monday Night Football. The last Monday Night Football with Howard Cosell, Dandy Don Meredith. Wow, was a great guy, Frank Griffin. Wow, that was just a great Monday Night Football. I remember that when I was a kid watching those guys. It was fun. It was fun. Guys, last game of the week. Monday Night Football, we have the Washington Commanders going into the Cincinnati Bengals, playing the Cincinnati Bengals. Bengals are 0-2. Do you know that there's never been an 0-2 team that actually went into the Super Bowl and won the Super Bowl? Just want to let you know. I think that's why Joe Burrow was so upset. Because it's all about that, guys. It's all about that. But they are playing at home. T. Higgins is going to be back. Chase is going to be back. Burrows is back. He played good. The Kansas City Chiefs played much better than the first game, that's for sure. They really gave it all to the Kansas City Chiefs. They are ready to give it all again to the Commanders. I think the Commanders might keep it close. They might keep it close. Jaden Daniels is awesome. Awesome. I mean, and that Commander team, they fight. Robinson's great. I mean, seriously, this is going to be a good game. It's going to be a fun game to watch. I'm giving this one up to Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals in Cincinnati. Monday night. But we have Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals winning the last game of Week 3. Yeah. Just remember, guys, here's my picks. Really quickly. I have the Jets winning. I have the Browns winning. I have the Bears upset. I have the Houston Texans winning. I have the Saints winning. I have the Chargers winning. I have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I have the Titans beating the Green Bay Packers. I have the Las Vegas Raiders over the Carolina Panthers. I have the Seahawks winning. I have the Detroit Lions. Yes, Detroit Lions over the Arizona Cardinals. 2 locks. I have my 2 locks. One lock is Baltimore over Dallas. My other lock is San Francisco over the Los Angeles Rams. Then we have the Kansas City Chiefs beating up on the Atlanta Falcons. I have the Buffalo Bills over the Jags, and I have the Bengals over the Washington Commanders. Week 3 is over, guys. Thank you so much for watching my show. Remember, guys, subscribe, turn your notifications on, and comment. You could win a hat. Any type of paraphernalia, I will give it out all season long. Thank you so much for watching the Calvin Dean Show. See you next week.
Yeah, 1 2 1 2.
Hey yo, AC.
1 2 1 2. Mic check.